coming at you today with a top-down video because I finally have a new non-broken mic arm which I can attach my phone to and film from above whilst also having my ring light on the other mic arm. So yeah, I am going to share with you today my solar return spread. This was a spread that I made up myself using a combination of different spreads, like year ahead spreads. And yeah, I do this spread, I've done this spread I should say, on my birthday or just after my birthday for this year and last year, because I came up with it last year for my 41st birthday. But of course you can do it for the year ahead. I'm aware that we are very far away from you know, Gregorian calendar New Year, but if you celebrate pagan New Year, as in like Samhain, kind of 1st November way, maybe you want to do it then, or you can do what I do, which is to do it on your birthday or around your birthday. And this is a spread that is designed to be checked in on at least 3 monthly intervals, which I have varying success with, which I spoke about in my video last week, my Tarot Confessions video. So yeah, I've already got these 4 cards laid out because I was just sort of trying to work out the space. I'm actually standing on my desk chair, which is a wheeled chair, so it's a bit precarious. My phone is clamped really high up above my desk. This is the highest I've ever had my phone clamped up. So, but this spread is quite big. I've also, for 2 of the decks, well, for 3 of the decks, I've used mini decks. The Oracle deck is, I'm using the mini version because that's the only version of that deck that I have, one of the Oracle decks. But when I do this spread, I usually clear my entire desk or my kitchen table, and I do it on, you know, I allow it to take up all of the space. Oh God, I knew I was going to end up knocking this. And I take a photo of it. On saying that, I took a photo of this year's one, but I still haven't printed a copy of it out. I usually print a copy of the photo out, or take a photo and put it on in my tarot journal, and I also then have that photo to refer to on my phone as well. So this spread it uses a lot of decks. So I have I use the Weaver's Oracle, so that's 1, and then I've got, so hang on, 1 2 3 4, it uses 5 decks, 2 of which are Oracle, 3 of which are Tarot, and then it also utilizes runes, or a rune. So yeah, and I'm just going to go through it step by step. So what I'll do is I'll just lift these up now that I've sort of got my space marked out. And the reason that this card here, this is the Chariot card from the Next World Tarot. The reason this card is out and face up already is because this represents your card of the year. So for me, my card of this year is actually Temperance, but the Temperance card from the Next World Tarot is over on my altar because that's my card for the year, and I just really like the one from the Next World Tarot. It's large and it's a really nice image, and I just like the interpretation of it. So yeah, I use the Weaver's Oracle for the first deck. And the first card is the card of the year. So what I put as a sort of stand-in is the Chariot, which is the sort of the card of 2023, if I remember correctly. I did a live chat with Simon at the Hermit's Cave all about the Chariot earlier this year, which was lots of fun. So yeah, so I've left that there because that's a good placeholder. So you could of course do the card of the year, or you could do your own personal card of the year. So for me that's Temperance, or you could put both in. Why not? Like, I'm not the boss of you, just like put both cards down. I don't mind, and have them both out all the time. I don't tend to really pay much attention to the main card of the year for my solar return spread, because this feels like more like a universal thing rather than a personal thing, but I've put that down as a placeholder. So that card is the one that goes down first because that's the one that we know what it is. So I've got the Weaver's Oracle here. I'm just shuffling. Now you could divide this into the 4 tribes of the directions if you have this and pull from it. I don't do that. I just shuffle it all together and pull 4 weavers, and then I have a weaver for 3-month sections of the year, right? Of course, again, you could use any oracle deck that you choose. It doesn't have to be this one, but this is the one that I use, so this is the one that I'm using for this demonstration. Although I probably should have picked smaller decks all around, just so it would have been a bit easier to film and for you to see. So then what I do is I place everything face down. So this will be the first 3 months, this will be 4 to 6 months, then we've got 5 to, hang on, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 to 9 months, and then 10 to 12 months. I'm sorry if I'm putting my head in the way. There we go. Needs must to get the job done. Right, there we go, lovely. So those are me, 1 for each month. This is obviously a dummy reading. I've already done my reading. I'm just showing you how I go about it. Should you want to know, because I've been saying since my birthday 2022, oh, I should do a video about the solar return spread I designed, and then yeah, I just, you know, I didn't get around to it until now. Procrastination. So the next you then use another tarot deck. Of course, you know, if you have fewer decks, you can do this in stages. You know, you don't have to use all these decks, but sometimes people are like, how do you use like lots of different decks? How do you sort of incorporate many decks? Because some people have lots of decks and they want to know how they can use more of them in readings, right? Kellyanne Maddox years ago did a really great video about her patchwork tarot spread, and that's how a way of, I think she offers it in her shop as a reading for people to purchase, for her to do for you, which is really cool. So this is just one of the ways that I do it. But conversely, if you don't have as many decks, you could literally just do the tarot bits in layers, you know, and just do it in stages. So you would do this bit and then take the cards back and then do the next round of pulls and so on and so forth. And, you know, tailor it however you want. If you don't want to have a card, an oracle card for 3 months at a time, don't. Maybe you want to do it for 6 months. Maybe you want to do it for, I don't know, 4-month chunks. But for me, it was just a way of sort of really digging in with the weavers and getting to sort of work with a weaver for a long period of time, because I feel that you know, the Weaver's Oracle really merits it, really benefits from it. So okay, I've got here, we now have your tarot deck number 2, because obviously the first one we've got our Chariot card, and we're gonna lay these out. So the first card is your lesson from your previous year, and I'm speaking from my previous year, from birthday to birthday, but again, you do you know, do it whatever way you want. Do it on a new year, do it on your birthday, do it an anniversary that's significant to you, I don't know. Then we have let go of this, okay, something to begin or embrace, and then something to carry over from the last year. Okay, so that's what these 3 cards are. And I must say, I can't remember where I got all of the inspiration from for these, because it doesn't represent any one specific spread that I pulled from. I literally just looked at a whole bunch of year ahead spreads and birthday spreads, mixed everything up, and then came out with this. It's a real, like, it's as if you threw all the spreads into a pot and mixed them and it came out. So it doesn't really represent any specific reading. It's just I've been inspired by a bunch of them. I think one of them was from Katie Flowers, I think one was from Holly Astral, and then there was like a bunch on Pinterest. Like I couldn't tell you, honestly. I spent a while coming up with this spread. And then we've got card 10, which is, and by 10 I mean because we've got all these, you know, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So card 10 is a challenge or obstacle that you might face this year. Card 11 is what your goals or your focus could be or maybe, or should be for this present moment. So at present, when you're doing the spread. And then number 12 is any opportunities that might be coming your way. So there we go. Does that all fit? Well, it just about fits. This is the Halloween tarot in a tin that I've even trimmed even further. I trimmed the borders off. Isn't it cute? I love this deck. Okay, so that's that one. And then what you're going to do with the next tarot deck is you're going to divide it into 4 piles. So it gets divided into the major arcana, the aces, the minor arcana, and then the courts. So I'm using another mini deck. I'm using my Morgan tarot. So then obviously you would shuffle these up. This is the pile of the majors, and you lay down one major, and this is your major card, the central theme or lesson for the year. Okay, then you take the little pile of aces, which is a little more difficult to shuffle, what with it only being 4 cards, but we do it anyway. I have a feeling I might have to shunt some cards around if they don't quite fit on the screen. Sorry if I keep popping my head in the camera as well, it's just really hard to see what I'm doing. And then the next one is the pile of minors. So sorry, the ace card represents the main energy for you to be focusing on this year, something like something to laser in on. And then the minor card is advice to guide you through the year, just like a little bit of, a little bit of sage advice. So we'll pop one of them down. And then the final card is a court card. And the court card represents an attitude for you to cultivate throughout the year. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to shunt those Weaver's Oracle cards along. So I'm just going to pull a minor card, make a court card. There we go. So let me just move my head in the way. Hang on. Oh my goodness. I don't know how people do top-down videos. Seriously, they're difficult. And let alone make them look pretty. I'm so impressed by people that do top-down videos and they make them look pretty and they don't even knock the camera. Like, who is she? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So yeah, so this is what it looks like. Then you take your final oracle deck. Last year I used the Empty Cup Oracle. This year I used the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. Again, as I said, I only have the pocket version, so it works nicely for this demo anyway. This year I pulled the Swan. So let's just pull one for this dummy reading. So there is your oracle, and then the final flourish, some runes. I have the beautiful wooden Frisian or Anglo-Saxon, Northumbrian, they have several names, runes purchased for me by my spouse for our wedding anniversary last month. So I'm just going to give them a little jiggle and pull out a rune. Now I pull one rune, and that is one rune for the year, and I'm just going to pop that there. Of course, you can use Saxon runes. You could use charm casting and pull a charm or two. You could pull Ogham, whatever. You do you, boo. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Now I'm realising this is all quite complicated when sort of listening to me blether on about it, right? Because I'm probably going to have to do some kind of, now I'm realising I'm going to have to do some kind of, what would you call it? A bloody graphic, that's the word, a graphic of some description for you with the prompts. Because for me, I have this, so that was it. I just put this in, moved it over from the year before. So it's all colour coordinated handily, you see. So we have a little key here. And then on the back, I have what all of the cards are. Doop, 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 doop. So yes, I've got a Weaver's cord of 4 cards. And I can show you, actually, I can show you the photo from last year's, because I haven't printed this one. But this was the photo that I printed out of last year's spread. As you can see there's the Weavers, there's the Next World, you can see the Empty Cup Oracle, and then I used the Tower of the Magical Forest and the Sasarai Beto, and I used my stone Saxon runes because I didn't have the Anglo-Saxon runes, the stone Norse runes, sorry, that I have as well. I have a Norse rune set, a stone set. So yeah, so I'll just go over them one more time because you might want to write it out for yourself. That's up to you. So the first card is the card of the year, and that's the one that I've added up numerologically for myself, but you could just go with the card of the year for 2023 or whatever year it is. Then you have cards 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the cord, the Weaver's cord. Again, feel free to use another Oracle deck. It's always nice to use a deck that's got a bit of a system to it if you're using Oracle, I think, for this kind of reading, because it gives it a bit more, you know. I think another nice one would be Brian Froud's Fairies Oracle, because that's got a nice juicy book that you can dig into. I feel, yeah, like an Oracle deck that's got more weight to it, right? Not an Oracle deck that's got like just a keyword and a short little paragraph in a book, a guidebook. You want like a meaty Oracle. So it doesn't have to be this one, but like a Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle, probably quite good for this. I might try that next year. So then we go for our second tarot deck, and we've got the card here at the top, and that's your lesson from the last year. Your next card along is something to let go of this. The next card along is something to sort of begin or to embrace. This card here, this third card here on the end, is something to carry over from the previous year. And then we go back down to this little row here, and you've got a challenge or obstacle that you might face, your goals or something to focus on at present. Or something about what you're focusing on at present, like a little insight into your current goals, and then any sort of opportunities that may present themselves right at the bottom here. And then down the side, this little column, this is, again, like I said, it's been divided into your majors, your aces, your minors, and your courts. So your major is the central theme or lesson for the year. The ace card is a main energy for you to focus on. The minor is a little bit of advice to guide you through the year. And then the court card, this was definitely taken from a specific reading, so this is probably the most familiar to another reading. And then the court card is an attitude for you to cultivate throughout the year. And then you've got your oracle card, which is an oracle card for some support and encouragement for you, something to sort of keep in mind. And then your rune, it's just your rune for the year. And again, of course, you could do like, you know, you could switch your oracle out for 4 runes or 4 oghams, and even just make do with the rune here. Do with it what you will, enjoy it. Should we just turn them over and just see what we got, just out of interest? Because why not? Let's see what we got. So our first, we've got here, Lake, Songi of the Moon Woman. I just realised I need to keep this open to describe. Ooh. I don't know if you can see me sitting at the bottom here now. I'm hoping this, oh, of course, I'm making an absolute fucking pig's ear of it. Jesus Christo. Hang on, what am I doing? Right, we've got Owl, Ancestor of the Cold Earth Home. Okay, please mind the state of my desk. I'm just noticing how much like marks and smears it's got on it. Horse, Ancestor of the Distant Shrines. Isn't this deck amazing? And Ridge, she was the first one I got last year. I worked with Ridge for 3 months. She cuts Ice Witch. She's very cool. She takes no prisoners, that one. And then, okay, so then we like turn over and we've got the lesson from last year is the 4 of Ghosts, which would be the 4 of Cups, if I remember correctly, going by this. And then we have Let Go of This, which is the 7 of Ghosts, the 7 of Cups, so 2 for 2 on Cups there. Let go of this. Maybe some sort of indecision, something, a lesson from last year. 4 of Ghosts. I call this the sulky card. So like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Maybe you need to be more appreciative of what you have and not sort of be so shoegazy. Your let go of your indecision. It's time to be decisive, right? And stop being so daydreamy. The next card is something to begin or embrace. The Hermit. That's so funny because I'm like, don't be so shoegazy, but maybe hermit yourself away. you know, oh, I'm just trying to change my position because I could feel my foot going dead, getting pins and needles. But yeah, maybe embrace some kind of like, maybe this is like, don't be so, yeah, there's shoegazing and navel gazing and feeling sorry for yourself, and then the hermit feels more purposeful, like they're turning inward for a reason, right? So maybe it's like, if you are going to be sort of reflective, like if you're going to be shoegazy or navel gazy, be like intentional and reflective about it. Don't just be sort of sulky little bee about it. Okay, so we've got another 7. It's flanked by the 7. That's interesting. We have the 7 of imps, which is the 7 of wands, and this is something to carry over from last year, right? So it's saying carry over your sort of that sense of resilience and keeping on, you know, and like defending yourself, and your creative ideas, maybe your work, your passions. And then we've got a challenge or obstacle. We have the 4 of imps. Oh, maybe you will be enticed to by bad influences away from your quest, and you need to be like, no, I will not do that. I will be a good little hermit. Oh, interesting. Okay, so my goals or focus at present is the devil. So it's saying, yeah, maybe what you're working on at present, you're struggling with these little bits of your vices and your desires and things are sort of getting in the way of you achieving. There's all maybe that your one of your vices is a tendency to be a bit mopey and a bit sort of navel gazy, and this hermit here is saying, like, you need to be more focused with what you're doing. Look at this little professor there working on some kind of special potion. They've got plans, things drawn up on the wall, you know, they've got their little helpers, they're taking notes, you know, they're doing the thing. And then the final one is some opportunities. Oh, 6 of pumpkins, 6 of pentacles. So maybe someone's going to come along, and again, it mirrors this quite nicely, right? Because here you've got these ghosts, and they're like, here, like, have this mug of cocoa. We've got some like pumpkin spice cookies, you know, some snickerdoodles, you know, like, and this person is just sulking. Whereas here, this person, they're gratefully receiving what is being given. So here, they're not accepting, they're not seeing what's being offered to them, whereas here they are gladly opening up their trick-or-treat bag, and they are accepting all the goodies that are being poured in. And so that's like, so there's someone who's going to be giving you some opportunities, giving you something, being generous with their time, with their knowledge, and you be accepting of it, right? Don't be too proud or too sulky or too in your own head to notice it. And then we go into the themes for the years. We've got the major, which is a central theme for the year, or a lesson for the year. Justice. Oh, that's a good one. Time to be discerning, just and fair. I don't know. I'm keep doing this quite quickly. So your maybe your lesson is learning to be discerning, which is interesting, right? Because we've got the 7 of ghosts, the 7 of cups, which is about, oh, like, just you need to stop being so indecisive, and the justice is like weighing up the pros and cons and just making a decision, right? Done. We've got the Ace of Rods, which is the main energy to focus, so that ties in nicely with our imps here, which was something to carry over from last year. We've got some rods here as well. So yeah, time to grasp this passion project, or whatever it is, this task, and get on with it. So it can be a solitary task, as it's, excuse me, I'm gonna cough, by the hermit. Okay, so then we have our minor, which is some advice to get you through the year. 4 of Swords. Okay, so although that you are, you know, embarking on this task, this adventure, don't forget that you will need time for some respites, you know, whether that's physical and or mental rest. Okay, so you can't just, this makes me think of actually how I've been lately, just constantly the last week, just been really hammering at something, and my brain is feeling a bit fried, so I need to remember to rest my noggin. Give the old bonce a break, right? Sometimes I just go too hard on things. So yeah, remember to take that break, to be still. Again, we've got the decision, the swords dropping down here. And then we have our final tarot card of the reading, which is the Court card, and it's the attitude to cultivate this year. Again, rods, the Knight of Rods, getting on with stuff. You've got the impetus, you've got the passion. Here is the drive from the Knight of Rods, and it's just all feels really good. So we've got actually the rods, the imps, the wands, the baton are the most prevalent of the tarot cards in this reading. Interesting. Okay, so then we turn over our little oracle card here. Oh, we have Moth. Where is the book? What did I do with the book? I'm gonna reach over and reach it. Moth, which is the creatures of the air. So I'm gonna see if I can find it in the wee book. Moth. Is it done in? It's not done in a alphabetical, because why would it, right? That's the one thing this book does. So there we go, found it. Impulsive, hasty and wishful, and this is a message of encouragement and support. So we heave where am I, New Zealand, a Kiwi. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. When in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others and a bit jittery. And to bring into balance, finish a project. So that's really interesting, right? It feels like here we've got attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. So it feels like it's sort of reiterating this sort of like bad influence and getting distracted kind of thing. And then we've got this unfinished projects can lead to disappointment or burnout. So like here we've got the Four of Swords, and I was just talking about sort of rest and making sure that you take time out when you need to. So that's reiterating that there. And then sort of, yeah, enthusiastic and whimsical, so you like accepting enthusiastically here as opposed to sort of this mopey character up here. Yeah, it feels like it sort of reinforces the reading, which is really nice. I'm not going to go into all of these because it's really going to be like a really long video, and I did want to keep this kind of short. And then the rune here, I can't tell you what that rune is because I don't even know if that is a Saxon or just a Norse rune, because I am so rusty with runes, but it's, you know, for demonstration purposes. Here we go. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a little look at the tarot. Maybe I should have just turned them over and just left it at that, or maybe I shouldn't have turned them over at all, because now this video is longer than I wanted it to be. Boo 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 boo. Okay, wow, there we go. Anyway, that's the thing. I'll see if I can do a little graphic for you all and share a link to it or some shit. I don't know how to do that, or maybe I'll have to put it on my Instagram. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I feel like this is a hot mess, but it was either a hot mess or just never get this fucking video done. So here you are. Some of you had asked for it, so here it is. I hope that it has been helpful or inspired you to try it, or to take it and sort of make it your own, or just go and make your own up entirely. Like that, you know, that's always fun. But yeah, I tend to just not often use positional spreads, but the solar return spread, the birthday spread, the year ahead spread, whatever you want to use it as, it feels like a really nice time to sort of have a number of decks. And yeah, I put my weavers, each weaver for the month I'll put up on my altar, as is my card of the year. And then and my rune and my oracle, these are all on, you know, on my altar tarot trolley thing. And then these I just sort of check in, like I said, take a picture, and I sort of revert back, and what I do is I write it up. So as I was showing on here, I start writing it up, okay, and then yeah, I write it up, but then I check in and I will go back to it and I'll write more up in 3-month check-ins or when something sort of occurs to me throughout the year. So yeah, anyway, this is just getting ridiculously long and I'm at 30 minutes, so I'm just gonna go, yes, I love you, bye.